Okay, so good day. So again, we will be talking about the enterprise risk management, which is a proactive strategy that helps organizations thrive in uncertainty. So, for example, imagine, you know, a barangay preparing for a typhoon, right? Instead of just stocking food, siloed approach, they coordinate health, evacuation, and communication plans holistically. By the end, you'll understand how ERM works and see its impact on Philippine businesses. Okay, so basically, when you say ERM, it's a holistic approach. Hindi katulad nung unlike the other uh, approaches, risk management approaches, this where when it's siloed, parang nakakoncentrate lang siya. Sa enterprise risk management, it is holistic or kabuuan. Okay? So ERM, okay, ERM is a, holistic, HOLISTIC, holistic approach to managing risks across an entire organization. So unlike traditional siloed methods, example handling finances, operations, and compliance separately, ERM connects all risks to strategic goals. So for example, sa traditional approach, a Philippine bank manages loan defaults and cybersecurity separately. Magkaiba ang kanilang approaches or risk management plan. Pero dito sa ERM approach, the bank links these risks to its strategic goal of customer trust, creating integrated solutions like fraud detection systems and customer education programs. So again, it is holistic. Lahat sakop niya. No? So what are the key features of ERM? So ERM has unique features that set it apart. So we have the comprehensive scope. It covers financial, operational, reputational, and strategic risks. For instance, SM Investments assesses risks in retail, example supply chain delays, and property development, example regulatory changes. So lahat daw yan tinitignan ni SM. So aside from supply chain, tinitignan nila yung property development. For example, yung changes sa laws or regulatory things or permits, laws, and they are eyeing always. They're always prepared, or they are thinking, or they always think of ways to prepare for any changes. Yeah. So risk portfolio management, they treat risks are as interconnected. So, for example, a typhoon impacts a farm's production and loan repayment. So, nakuha niya si operational risk and financial risk. Kasi nga, kapag nagkaroon ng typhoon, ang farm production, syempre hindi maapektuhan yan, bababa yan. At kung bumaba ang kita dahil nasira ang mga palay at maraming losses, syempre, yung inutang niya para mag-farm, ay magkakaroon siya ng problema na bayaran yon, tama? Kasi nga, nalugi yung kanyang farm. So, yan yung sinasabi ng risk portfolio management. So, tinitreat ng lahat-lahat ng risk as interconnected. And risk appetite integration aligns risk with organizational goals. Ayan. A startup like Angkas accepts high risks for rapid growth while Mercury Drug prioritizes stability. So, depende yung risk appetite na nabanggit naman na natin yan dati. Ayan, ito pala yan, more key features. So, interrelated, risk appetite, internal audit, structured risk, risk communication, and competitive advantage. So, we have benefits of ERM, improved decision making, helps organizations make better decisions by providing a comprehensive understanding of the risk they face. Of course, if you know the risk, then you know how to tackle the problem, right? Because na-foresight mo na or na-foresee mo na, in-anticipate mo na, so alam mo nang dapat mo gawin. Enhanced risk management framework. ERM helps organizations develop a more robust risk management framework that aligns with their goals and resources. Increased resilience. ERM helps organizations build resilience by proactively managing risks. Of course. Parang nabanggit na natin, no? Na-discuss na natin pa actually ng midterms. Improved operational efficiency. ERM can lead to improved operational efficiency by identifying and mitigating risks that can disrupt operations. And enhanced corporate governance. ERM strengthens corporate governance by promoting transparency, accountability, and culture of risk awareness. So, implementing ERM, we have defining risks, of course. First, define the risk. You have to clearly define the risk appetite, which is the level of risk they are willing to take. Then, identify what kinds of risk, anong significant. Then, develop risk management strategies and monitoring and evaluation. I think we tackled this during the midterms. So, ayan, ERM implementation process. Define, identify, develop, monitor, adjust approach. Of course, you have to adjust kung it worked or not. Right? Ayan. So, okay. So in conclusion, ERM is crucial approach for organizations seeking to thrive in today's complex and dynamic environment. So by adopting a comprehensive and integrated approach to risk management, organizations can make more informed decisions, improve their resilience, and achieve their strategic goals. Yan. So, slide, yeah. So let's talk about the Philippine industries. So for example, in agriculture, so risks would be typhoons, pests, global rice prices, ERM strategy. San Miguel Corporation diversifies into renewable energy to offset agricultural volatility. Siyempre kasi ang San Miguel, di ba? Ano ba yan? Beer. Siyempre, agri-product yan. Bakit yung mga malt? Ano ba? Saan ba galing ang beer? Di ba? Siyempre sa agri-products, di ba? Yun yung binubrew nila. Pino-ferment, tapos binubrew. Siyempre, kapag nagkaroon ng peste o typhoon, bababa yung supply ng kanilang raw materials. Or let's say, siyempre si San Miguel, may mga plantation ang mga yan. Lugi din siya, di ba? Imbis na ganito yung ma-produce niya, dahil sa typhoon, hindi ganun kalaki. So, anong ginagawa nila? They diversified into renewable energy. Okay? So, baka meron silang ginagawa sa mga planta nila na kung saan siguro gumagamit na rin silang solar panels para hindi na ganun kalaki yung cost, no, ng production. Kasi nga, babayad ka pa ng kuryente pagka mahal-mahal, let's say for example, tapos lugi ka pa sa agri mo dahil binagyo, di wala na. So, para ma-offset daw yung volatility. When you say volatility, it's the speed of change. When you say it's volatile, madali siyang magbago, nag-fluctuate siya. Okay? Volatility tawag doon. Now, moving on to banking. Example ng risks sa banking would be cyber attacks and loan defaults. So, anong example natin? Si BDO daw, they use AI to detect fraud and offers flexible repayment plans. Anong ibig sabihin ng repayment plans? Siyempre kasi for example, may mga tao na nababaon sa utang. Siguro hindi ko alam kung paano. Siguro sa mga credit cards nila, swipe sila ng swipe o kung hindi nila nababayaran yung kanilang utang. So, kapag ikaw may utang ka sa credit card, mas lalaki ng lalaki yon pag hindi mo na, kahit bayaran mo yung minimal amount, minimum charge, mag-charge pa din dun sa total amount, yung porsyento, parang ganon, yung, what do you call that one? Yung interest niya, ayan. So, para hindi para at least mabawi nila, they offer flexible repayment plans. So, the customers or the clients can reach out to BDO and, try to renegotiate in paying the loans na hindi masyadong masakit kay client. At least, win-win yon. Nabawasan or nagkaroon ng mas madaling payment scheme si client, at the same time, mababawin somehow ni BDO yung pinautang na hindi nababayaran, right? Parang gano'n ng example ng sa banking. Sa retail naman, example ng risks would be supply chain delays and competition. So, for example, Lazada uses data analytics to manage inventory and partner with local logistics firm, right? So, syempre, 'di ba, alam naman natin na may AI, syempre sa Shopee app madaling makita, right? Kung ilan na lang yung units available doon sa seller. Meron 'yon, naka-embed na doon sa system nila. And at the same time, they also partner with local logistics firm para to counter the competition. Kasi syempre kung meron silang parang meron na silang partner na logistics, mas mababawasan yung risk na ma-damage yung item, gano'n. Syempre may mga may mga conditions between the two. Okay? Ayun. So, before, I think Shopee, tama ba? No, Lazada pala. Lazada, JNT dati yan pero ngayon meron na siyang sariling courier. Kaya mas maganda yun kasi sarili na niya. Okay? Yun. So, hanggang dito na lang pala. So, what are the tools to streamline ERM? We have the SWOT analysis and the PESEL analysis. Okay? So, now we move on to the next topic, which is the risk analysis. Ayan. And, hindi ko siya sandali. Ayan pala. Risk analysis and evaluation, understanding and managing risk. So, our last topic for SEBIS. Excuse me. Okay? So, we'll explore about so sorry about that one. My God. So, next topic would be about risk analysis and evaluation, which is the backbone of effective risk management. So, like imagine na you're a jeepney driver navigating Manila traffic. You constantly assess risks like sudden stops, road closures, or engine troubles. Similarly, organizations must analyze risks to avoid disasters and seize opportunities. So, we'll be discussing this as we go on. Okay? So, kaya nga, relate ako dito kay Manong Driver. Because, to be honest, I am trying to learn how to drive. And, nag-driving school ako pero nagkaroon kasi ng delay. So, mahirap pala kapag natigil mo, no? Makakalimutan mo. So, parang nag-back to zero ako. And it's been a week since I am trying to learn it. And, yeah, it's true. Kailangan mong, wala pa ako sa Manila niyan, pero I have to assess the traffic. I have to look out for pedestrians na pasaway na to tumatawid na wala sa pedestrian lane, ganon, nakakainis. Kasi ang hirap, bigla kang magbi-brake, bigla na lang na may lulusot din ang mga motor sa gilid. Ayan, mga struggles ko so far. Tapos yung mga iba, ayaw pang kapag sa rotonda or pag sa mga crossroads, ang hirap-hirap tumawid kasi ayaw magbigay ng ibang drivers. Ganun. So lahat ng yan, tinitignan, no? So, ganun din sa organizations. Kailan ka papasok or parang sa kang drive, kailan ka mapapasok? When will you seize the chance to make tawid? Ganun. Or when will you stop? Or, yeah, parang ganun. Okay? Ganun din daw sa organization. When will you stop or when will you seize the opportunities? How will you avoid the disasters? Yun daw ang kanyang equivalent. Okay? So, ano ba yung risk analysis and evaluation? Okay? Risk analysis is like diagnosing a patient. You identify and measure risks. O naman. Risk evaluation is deciding which risks need urgent care. So, together they answer how likely is the risk, how bad could it get, and should we act now? No? Kailangan mong intindihin yun. So, you identify and quantify potential impact. Ayun, yung understanding and evaluate ano yung ipa-prioritize mong risk based on their likelihood and impact. So, for example, a karinderya owner analyzes risks like food spoilage, which is high likelihood in hot weather, versus a fire, which is low likelihood but high impact. Okay? So, ano ba ang kailangan niya i-prioritize? Diba? Siyempre, pag laging, ngayon, kailangan niyang i-prioritize to avoid spoilage. Kasi, pag nasira yung tiyan ng niya, suki niya, hindi na siya babalikan. Tapos sabihin pa, chichismis pa, ayoko na kay Aling Nena. Ayoko na dyan kay Aling Nena. Panis na yung gulay nung in-order ko. Tapos, nung binalik, ayaw pang i-reimburse o palitan. Diba? So, bad reputation na yon, diba? So, si Aling Nena, kailangan niyang isipin, no? Kailangan niyang i-make sure na maayos yung food handling niya and storage. Pero, of course, kailangan din niyang i-ensure na yung karinderya niya ay hindi magkasunog. For example, siguro lagi niyang papatayin din yung kailangan niyang patayin lagi yung gasol nila. Kailangan titignan kung may leak ba yung gasol. So, baka may tendency sumabog or baka nasa extreme temperature siya, baka hindi magandang ventilation. Ayan. Or yung mga electric wires niya, baka ngatin ng daga, ganun. So, kailangan din niya yun isipin, no? So, the role of risk matrices. A risk matrix, alam niyo na yun na, di ba, likelihood and impact. Prelim pa yan. High likelihood, low impact, daily traffic delays for delivery service. So, low likelihood, and high impact, a volcanic eruption disrupting flight. So, alam niyo na, I think I discussed this before already. For you to evaluate, you have to plot the likelihood and the impact or the magnitude of the said risk so that you will know how or when to approach it or which one to prioritize, right? So a university in Bicol uses a risk matrix to prioritize typhoon preparedness over less frequent risks like earthquakes. Yan. Anong inherent and current? I know I already mentioned this as well. Pag sinabing inherent, ito yung raw risk before the action. Before kang may ginawa na risk mitigation or risk management, ito yung inherent risk. No? Example, a palay farmer's crop has an inherent risk of 80% loss during typhoon season. Pero yung current or residual risk, ito na yung risk after the controls. So, kunwari, may ginawa si farmer. Yeah, the farmer reduces risk to 30% by using flood-resistant rice varieties and crop insurance. So, dahil magaling si farmer, yung inherent risk niya nabawasan. So, ang naging current or residual risk after nung action niya ay 30% lang. Anong ginawa niya? Ang tinanim niya ay yung mga flood-resistant rice crops and nagkaroon pa siya ng insurance. So, iwas sa lugi, no? So, key question, how much risks are you willing to accept? And that is your target risk. Yun. Hanggang saan ang kaya mong ang kaya mong tanggapin na risk. Yan daw ang kailangan mong itanong sa sarili mo. Excuse me. So, alarm, as low as reasonably practicability. Again, as low as reasonably practicable. As low as reasonably practicable. Okay. Alarm is a principle often used in health and safety risk management. It states that risks should be reduced to a level where the cost of further reducing the risk would be disproportionate to the benefits gained. Ngayon daw. So, control measures muna tayo. Si control measure, nagre-reduce ng risk, di ba? Example, a Manila construction company requires hard hats. So, it reduces the injury likelihood. Also, a bangka operator provides life jackets which reduces the impact of drowning the impact and the likelihood of drowning. For the alarm principle, as low as reasonably practicable, a factory in Cebu installs the alarms but doesn't build a bomb shelter. The cost outweighs the benefit. Ayun. Diba nabanggit natin kanina midterms, 'di ba? Dapat proportionate, yun yung isa sa mga tinakal natin. Yung risk management measures natin, risk management measures na gagawin natin, dapat proportionate dun sa risk itself. Baka naman nag-overreact ka na. Kapag nag-overreact ka na, loss na rin sa'yo yun kasi masyado namang sobra, dapat sakto lang. Okay? That is alarm principle. So, risk significance. Not all risks need action. Organizations use benchmark tests to focus on what matters. So, for example, a Philippine bank ignores risks costing less than 10,000 but acts immediately on risks greater than 1 million pesos. Ayun. So, ini-ignore daw yung risk kapag less than 1,000 lang. No? Pero kapag greater than 1 million, doon na sila, ma-alarm. They need to act immediately. A sari-sari store prioritizes theft prevention over renovating shelves. O naman. Next one. Risk capacity and appetite. Risk appetite, how much risk you want to take. A startup like Angkas takes high risks for growth. O naman. And high capacity, how much risk you can take. Okay? Ulitin natin Si risk appetite, you want to take. Si risk capacity, you can take. Okay? Okay? Tingnan nyo dito Willing or want. Appetite, want. Sorry naman. Wala akong pen ngayon. And risk capacity, ito yung can take. Okay? Can. Yung kaya niya na i-take lang. So, that's it. Okay. I think that's the last one. Okay, so, moving on. So, risk appetite example, kagaya yan, si Angkas daw, they take high risk for growth. For capacity, and the rural clinic cannot afford medical malpractice risks due to limited funds. Diba? Kapag ang isang clinic nagkaroon ng malpractice, sarado ka agad yan. Kasi wala siyang kakayahan, dahil maliit lang siya, wala siyang kakayahan na magbayad ng malaki para sa litigation fees. Baka pwede rin siyang, syempre, makulong aside from that. So, hindi niya afford yun kasi maliit lang siya. That is risk capacity. Balancing both, a lechon vendor might want to expand but cannot due to loan limits. Ayun lang. So, yung appetite daw ni lechon vendor, gusto daw niyang mag-expand nationwide. Kaya lang, hindi niya kayang mag-expand kasi nga, limited lang yung na-loan niya. Capacity niya ng loan. Okay? So, real-life Philippine examples. For agriculture, we have inherent risk, 90% crop loss from typhoons. Control measures like storm-resistant seeds, crop diversification. Whereas after that one, current risk may be reduced to 40%. That's under agriculture. Sa retail naman daw, si Shopee, pwedeng 50% chance of late deliveries. Pero dahil nakipag-partner si Shopee sa multiple logistic firms, oo, meron siyang JNT, meron siyang, ano na yun, pero ayoko si Flash. Ayoko yun. Laging delays yun. Ano pa yung rider. Ayan. Yung current risk niya, na from 50%, naging 20% na lang yung delays ng delivery kasi nakipag-partner siya sa multiple logistics. Okay? Next, tourism naman. So, si Boracay Beach, erosion threatening resorts, that's inherent. O nga naman. Boracay Beach erosion threatening resorts, control coastal rehab projects, and current risk managed through ongoing monitoring. Yan. So, to sum it up, analyze, measure likelihood and impact, evaluate, prioritize, act, reduce risk to alarm levels, and balance, align appetite with capacity. Whether you're running a turo-turo or a tech startup, these steps help you to stay resilient. Okay? So that's it for our topic in semifinals. If you have questions, again, please comment. Okay?